Om Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Narayanam Padmabhavam Vasishtam Shaktim Chatat Putra Parasharam Cha Vyasam Shukam Gauda Padam Mahantam Govinda Yogindra Matasya Shishyam Sri Shankaracharya Matasya Padma Padam Tahastamalakamcha cha Shishyam Tam Todakam Vartikakaramanya Asmadgurun Santatamanatosmi Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Kridau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidharam Namah Shri Shankarananda Guru Padam Bhujanmane Savilasa Mahamoha Graha Grase Kakarmani. We are in the last part of chapter 5, last 2 verses, which is an explanation of the Mahavakya from Mandukya Upanishad, Ayam Atma Brahma. In that, it is Ayam means this, Atma, the self, is Brahman. We started with Prajnanam Brahma, which is found in Aitareya Upanishad, which is considered as the Lakshana Vakya. Lakshana means indicative. What indicates is that what is we know as consciousness is Brahman. Yahi Lakshana hai. Lakshana means not quality. Lakshyate iti lakshanam, that which indicates. If you are going to target, you say, I am going to Lakshya. Lakshya I am going to, because my target, So what is targeted, indicated? So the Lakshana Vakya is Prajnanam Brahma. So Gurudev also, Swamiji also write, Guruji, that even though these indicated, an individual may not probably understand it as addressed to him or her. So therefore, next one comes Upadesha. Tattvamasi. I'm not talking about some Prajna and some Brahman. You are that. So that is called Upadesha Vakya. Upadesha means, Upa means Samipa. This means to show. Samepe sthitva dishati. Guruhu Shishyasya Samibe Sthitva Tam Atmajnanam Dishati. Sitting next to the student, showing him what is that knowledge. Wahi hai Upadesh. So Upadesha Vakya is Tat Tvam Asi. You are that. एक कोई होने वाला नहीं है और हो गया नहीं है, अभी है. You are, not you will be, you shall be, you can be, you may be. Swami, will I get moksha? Maybe. Nahi. You are moksha rupa. So there is a question of ambiguity there. No ambiguity. You are tattvam asi. You are. So this assurance comes from the Guru. Then that student obviously gets more enthralled, enthused, then goes to meditate, then comes to have anubhava. Anubhava is aham brahmasmi, Prakadarnya Upanishad. This is anubhava vakya. So that is experiential knowledge. Because he has contemplated and thought about it, and he had removed doubts from his mind. And therefore, the doubtless knowledge, aparoksha jnanameva atmajnanam bhavati. It is immediate knowledge with no other external dependence. So the student is able to independently recognize and realize. This doesn't mean he doesn't need a guru anymore. He regards and reveres and definitely becomes devoted to the Guru because it is because of whom alone it is possible. One should not lose that faith or that reverence. And therefore, Anubhava Vakya. But then, Anubhava to ho gaya, so Anusandhan hona chahiye. Anusandhana means Anu, following, Sandhanam, continuation. Sandhan means continuation. So, Anusandhana Vakya, that means to continue to abide in that. And what is that continuous abidance means? I am Atma Brahma. जो मैं I कहता हूँ, मैं ऐसा मैं कहता हूँ, I, whatever I say as I, वो ही है Brahma. So इसलिए, now you see, we read the verse number 7 there. Swaprakash parokshатvam ayamityuktito matam ahankaradi dehantat pratyakatmeti giyate. Swaprakash parokshатvam ayamityuktito matam ahankaradi dehantat pratyagatmeti giyate. Swaprakasha, of self-illuminating nature. And this self-illumination means what? See, sun also illumines. Sun also is doing, but it is not illuminating because of something else. Whereas a moon is not Swaprakasha, it's a borrowed Prakasha. It is a reflection of the sunlight, right? It is not on its own. All the stars are also, they are all borrowed light. Whereas sun is not a borrowed light, Swaprakash. In the same way, Atma is Swaprakash, Chidrupaha. And Chidatma Rupatvat Swaprakashaha. It being of the nature of consciousness, it doesn't need anything else to illuminate. Swaprakasha, Aparokshatvam. As we have explained in the previous session, Paroksha, Pratyaksha, and Aparoksha. Paroksha, Para Akshena Nyayate iti Paroksha. by external means of knowing is called paroksha. When we are studying, Shastras, Gita, Upanishad, etc., most of the time it is based upon whatever commentary and other explanations given by, and also the Bhagavan's words are also paroksha only to start with, because you are listening to some external source. But when you sit for meditation and comes to realize without any doubt that this is what it means, and this indicates to my own nature, and what is being taught is my own nature. Therefore, it is, even though the external teaching is there, but what it is leading me to is to realize my own nature. And my own nature is what? It is always there, which I failed to recognize. Therefore, this doesn't need any media. Na indriyaihi gamyate, na manasa gamyate, na vacha, na kaya, na buddhya. Kayena, na buddhya. Therefore, it is aparoksha. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasaha. Speech will return with the mind, without reaching there. And then how do we know? Because that is what you are. Abhiho. So therefore, aparokshatvam. So therefore say, swaprakasha aparokshatvam. Ayam iti. That is what is called ayam. So ayam represent to, leading to ayam atma is aparoksha atma. With no external media, you come to know it as is. Iti matam. Uktitaha matam. That is what is the meaning of that word, ayam. Aparokshatvam. I am this, again, why I'm saying this is, I am, literal meaning is this. So whenever we use the word this, it is always indicating something outside you. You will not refer yourself this. You refer to yourself as I am only. Say, this Swami, Swami. No, I was just thinking in Tamil, Samiyar, they say Samiyar. Samiyar. Right? Samiyar. Now I was thinking, yesterday morning I woke up with that thought, Samiyar. Why do they say Samiyar? Because only to him you can ask Swamiyar. Who is the Swami? Who is the Lord? You cannot ask everybody. Whom do you ask? One who knows only. Anyway, that's a funny thing. Yar means who, in Tamil. Samiyar. Who is the Swami? Anyway, so I am does not necessarily, literal meaning is what? This. But here it is aparokshatva. That is what is referred as I am. I am iti uktitaha matam. That is the correct understanding of that. Ahankaradi dehanta pratyakatma iti giyate. Ahankara adi, from ahankara onwards, deha anta, until the physical body which is gross. Ahankar cannot be recognized as a stula rupam. उसको जानने का हमारा नहीं हो सकता है, हमको अहंकार को स्थूल रूप में नहीं जान सकता है. ये स्थूल रूप नहीं है, सूक्ष्म रूप हो. Is it subtle? So that's why Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says in one place, Deho na janati sato na janma. Deha na janati sato na janma. Body knows itself. Can the body know itself? Body being gross, inert thing, existence of the body is known to whom? Only to the mind. So, deha swayam na janati. Sataha na janma. Of the truth, the Pratyagatman, there is no birth. There is one birthless presence, and there is one which is born but continuously changing. So, Deha Pramano Anya Udeti Madhye. Anyaha Deha Pramanaha Udeti Madhye. Madhye Udeti. Between the consciousness which has no birth and the body which has very limited existence, between them, Madhye, Deha Pramanaha, in the form akin to the body, Udeti. Wohi hai Ahankar. Consciousness does not have any form. There is not any birth, there is no beginning, there is no end. It does not have any involvement in anything that is happening in the physical body also. Physical body by itself does not know. No, so consciousness has no interest to know. Body cannot know. Who knows? Who is the one who says I? This is the question Ramana Maharshi puts again. Who is this I? Body is I? No, it doesn't know. Consciousness is I? It is not bothered. It is like your teenager. No, never bother. Whether he is there at home or not, you don't know, and he doesn't know. He doesn't care. So, one udasina vadasinam. So, deha swayam na janta hai. And consciousness is by nature is awareness only, but it is not particular awareness. No, awareness not conditioned. So, deha pramanaha anyaha madhye udeti. That is known as ahankriti kranti vibandha sukshma sharira cheto bhavajivanama. Uska bhi naam hai. Many names it has got. What is that? Ahankriti, ahankar. Granthi, the one which is holding the body and the consciousness together. Granthi. Gurudev called it as unholy wedlock. Which is holy, this one is unholy. This wedlock is taking place. The Granthi, the bond. Nibandha, bondage. Sukshma, subtle body. Sukshma sharira. Chetaha, mind. Bhava, changing. Jiva, the individual self. Idi nama. Uska bhi naam hai. Ahankar ki naam hai ye sab. It is working in all directions. Huh? At one point of time, it will be totally associated with the body. When it's hungry, it is connected to the body. When it is unhappy, it is connected to the mind. When it is learning something, I know more, buddhi. It keeps moving. So from the gross to the subtlemost, grossest is the body. Ahankaradi dehanta. And therefore, the ahankar has to be questioned. Who or what is your source? Where have you come from? What is your origin? And when you start hunting for the origin of that ahankar, it dies. And in the same place where it disappears, the pure consciousness is realized. Maunena majjan manasa swamula charcheva satyatma vicharanam syat. Satya atma vicharanam, what is it? Maunena, with quietness. Majjan, sinking. Manasa swamula charcha. Questioning, inquiring to the very source of the mind, source of the thought. For all thoughts are centered on I. Vrittayastu aham vrittim ashritaha. all thoughts are centered upon the ahamvritti. Ahamvrittehe moolam kim idi vicharaha krutva. When a person takes the inquiry of what is the source of this ahankar, aham iti sada gamyate, sada tishtati paramatma eva ahankarasya moolamapi. And it is like the source of the snake is the rope. Rope ke bina snake. Where is she? She's not there, so I can take. No? She's not there today. So let me take this snake. She's not come today. See? No, she is not. So, the source of the snake. Source of the snake means support of the snake. Uska aadhar kya hai? Sarpasya aadharam rajju eva. Rajju bina sarpa darshanam na sambhavati. The rope is mistaken to be the snake. Therefore, ahankara is the mistake. And ahankara cannot stay without the support of aham. So, ahankaradi dehantat pratyagatma iti giyate is sung or known, praised. So, this I am Atma, that portion only. I am Pratyagatma. I am Pratyagatma. Ahankaradi dehanta Pratyagatma eva I am idi shabdena giyate. Now, having said this, now connected to the Brahman now. Because I am Atma Brahma. Brahma has to be connected. So here, next verse. Drishyamanasya sarvasya Jagata Tattvamiryate Brahma Shabdena Tat Brahma Swaprakashatma Rupakam Drishyamanasya Sarvasya Jagata Tattvamiryate Brahma Shabdena Tat Brahma Swaprakashatma Rupakam Ahankara Adi Yasya Prana Mana Indriya Deha Sangadasya Saha Ahankaradi Tata Dehe Antaha Yato Yasya Ukta Sangadasya Cha Dehantaha Ahankaradi Cha Asau Dehandascha Iti Tata Tasmat Pratyaga Adhishnanataya Sakshitaya Cha Antaraha Atma Iti Giyate Asmin Vakye Tyartaha. So that is what is indicated as Ukta Sangadasya Dehantaha Tat Sa Adhishtanataya Sakshitaya Cha Antaram Atma. Sakshitaya. Who Sakshi hai? Who is the silent witness of all that is happening and played by the ego. Just like the current becomes a Sakshi of the light. Look, Sakshi means what? It is not only seeing, but also supporting. Supporting because of whose presence only it is possible. Now, Drishyamanasya, whatever is perceived, Drishyamanasya Sarvasya. Drishyatvena Mithyabhudasya Sarvasya Akashadehe Jagataha Tattva Attatvam Adhishtanataya. So now, having spoken about I am, by that word I am, having spoken about the Pratyagatma, which is the Prakasha Atma within ourselves from gross body onwards up to Ahankar, or Ahankar up to gross body. Now look at outside Jagat, the world. What is that Jagat also? That is also supported by the same principle. जो microcosmic में है, जो macrocosmic, the same thing. The same self-illuminating consciousness alone is a support of the Drishyamanasya Sarvasya. Whatever is seen also, Drashyamanasya Sarvasya Jagataha Tattvam. Tattvam, the very essence, Iryate, indicated. So it is indicated that the very essence of the entire world also is the same. See, the approach of Upanishad is to include the external world as a part of the conversation. Whereas Ramana Maharshi would say, leave the world. No, why unnecessarily world? Read about the world. Let us find out who you are. Once you find who you are, you realize that is irrelevant. Don't go from out to in. You go from in to out. अंदर से बाहर निकलो, बाहर से अंदर न जाओ. From inside you go out. So from you realize that all your experiences are supported by your perception, right? So here it is to be understood as Satattva Adhishtanataya Tat Bada Avaditvena. Because all that is perceived are subject to falsification. The limit of falsification is there in everything, right? So whatever you are perceiving there outside, it can be falsified, and every day it happens to us. Falsifies means what? It is there at some point of time, at some point of time it is not there. When you are awake in the Jagrata Avastha, it is there. In the moment you go to the dream, it becomes false. And the dream also becomes false. Sleep also becomes false. Are you all sleeping now? So it is fallen away from you. Then you are in the waking state. After some time, if I talk too much, then you go to the dream state. And then this becomes false. Then in the dream also you wake up from there. Or you go to sleep, then you become false. So, Paramarthikam Satchidananda Lakshanam. What is remaining constant is that it is Satchidananda Lakshanam. Yat Rupam Asti Tat Brahma Shabdena Iryate. That is what is referred as Brahman. Kalpyate Katyate Ityartaha Vakyartamaha Tat Brahma Iti. Yadukta Lakshanam Brahma Swaprakasham Atma Rupam Swarupam Yasya Tad Swaprakashatma Rupam. That's why it is the next slide. Brahma Shabdena Tad Brahma Swaprakashatma Rupam. See, Swaprakasha, the very statement is in both places. Pratyekatma is also Swaprakasha Rupam. And Paramatma is also Swaprakasha Rupam. So Prakashatva is the main point here. The nature of self-illumination is common. And therefore, that which is illuminating in you as Pratyekatman, which is self-illuminating, is the same self-illuminating nature of the entire universe. See, the tree that I see is also alive. And the tree that is alive there is also Paramatma Vastu only, because it is able to sustain itself. I am not doing anything to it. Am I? Am I responsible for its life? Tell me. It may not have the ability to understand things like I do, but its existence is because of the innermost consciousness within itself. It is sustaining itself there. So in that way, in every living being, Pratyekatma, the Swaprakasha Rupa Paramatma alone is sustaining everything. So what you see as the world is none other than sustained by the same self, which is illuminating within everyone. That needs to be understood as Ramana Maharshi says, Shabdadirupam Bhuvanam Samastam. Shabdadirupam Bhuvanam Samastam. Shabda Adi means sound, etc. Shabdadirupam Bhuvanam Samastam. Shabdadi Satyendriya Vritti Vasya. आप कैसे जानेंगे? How do you know the world? You know the world only through the senses which report the world. If I have eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin, through which only I come to know the world. If I don't have the five, do you know world? Sunte nahi, dekhte nahi. So if you are not seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling or touching, is there a world? So what is the world then? Shabdhadi rupam bhuvanam samastam shabdhadi sarvendriya vritti bhasya. Each of the sense organ is bringing about a particular vritti. I have explained to you before, when you see something, it is a vritti, a thought. When you hear, another thought. Smell, another thought. Taste, another thought. Touch, another thought. If the thought is not illumined, you will not get to know what you are seeing, hearing, tasting, or smelling. Some of you, even though I'm shouting at the top of my voice, even though the ear is, the sound is going up to the ear, the relevant vritti doesn't take place. See, you hear a language which you don't know, would you understand? A vritti nahi hota hai na. Sound aa raha hai, wo shabda is reaching, but why are you not understanding? Because uska relevant vritti is not taking place. If somebody does not know English and I say this is a cup, he will hear the sound cup, but what does it mean? It's a sound. Because the vritti relevant to that sound, because the meaning is not known, therefore no thought of cup will come to the mind. Only when the vritti comes, the consciousness illuminating that vritti becomes, I know. Phala-vyapti takes place. Vritti vyapti, then illuminated takes place and I know it. Therefore, that's why it's very important. Shabdhadi satyendriya vritti bhasya. Maharshi's words are so deep, you have to go in. Otherwise, you will not, you'll lose it. The vritti bhasya, that one which illuminates a thought, and that way you know the world. So, where is the world? World is as per the illumination of the consciousness, eliminating the relevant vrittis, thoughts. We all see many things, but we don't necessarily are able to experience it. We see many things through our eyes, but not all of them become part of our experience. What becomes your experience is what vritti is illumined by consciousness. Sarvendriyanam manaso vashe syat. Now he goes to the next chapter. Kahan hai wo sense organs? We saw world cannot be known without senses. The senses cannot report unless the thoughts are illuminated. The thoughts are coming from what? Sarvendriyanam manaso vashe syat. Man hi, iske paas hi, all sense organs are connected. That's called, it is manasashtani indriyani, a sixth sense. A sixth one is what make all the five possible. Vrittirupo hi manaha, vritya eva indriya jnanamapi. And indriyaihi eva jagataha jnanam. World is known through the senses. Senses are known through the thoughts. Thoughts are in the mind. Correct? So he's drawing your attention there. Manaha. So manomayam tad bhuvanam vadamaha. What is world then? Mind hi world. And what is illuminating the mind? Consciousness. So what is the support of the world? Brahman. So ayamatma Brahma. Pratyagatma hi Brahma hai. Because Brahma, the very word means that which supports all. So see, the approach you understand now. See, Upanishad approach is The world created by Maya, and Maya is supported by Brahman, and therefore Brahman is the Adar for Maya, which created the world. Therefore, Brahman is itself is everything. This is how the Upanishad approach. Bhagavan Raman says, Chodo Jagat ko. Come from here. How do you know the world? Senses. How do you know the senses? Thought. How do you know the thoughts? Consciousness. Where are the thoughts? Mind. Therefore, the world is mind supported by consciousness. Therefore, that very consciousness which supports the world is Pratyagatma eva Brahma iti katyate. Very interesting. So when we read not Upanishad approach is definitely is traditional, but Ramana Maharshi had made it simple. Chodo Jagatko. Why are you worried about that? Come and recognize what supports the world is your mind. Your mind is because of consciousness. Therefore, what supports the world is consciousness. A is equal to B is equal to C. You know what it is? Atman Brahman consciousness. A Atman, B Brahman, A is equal to B. I am Atma Brahma. And what is the Brahman's nature? Consciousness. Pratyagatma. Prajnanam Brahma. Prajnanam Brahma is B is equal to C. Or C is equal to B, whatever. A is equal to B, C is equal to B, then A is equal to B equal to C. If you understand, you are divine. If you don't understand, you are ego. Here you go. So, this is Advaita. This is about the Mahavakya Vivek. Interesting thing is, Bhagavan Ramanji says, Dvaitam vichare paramartha bodhe to advaitam ityeshana sadhuvada. Vichare dvaitam. Paramartha bodhe advaitam. People think that विचार करने के समय वो सब द्वैत ही है, विचार होने के बाद ही अद्वैत हो गया, ऐसा मत जानना. द्वैतम विचारे परमार्थ बोधे अद्वैतमित्येषः न साधुवादः. ये करेक्ट नहीं है. So don't say that द्वैत है, विचार होने के बाद ही अद्वैत हो गया, ऐसा नहीं है. It is not that duality was there during the time of contemplation, and then upon contemplation and upon realizing the truth, then it become Advaita. It's not true. Use an example. Gaveshanat prag dashame vinashte paschat jalabdhe dashamattvamekam. Gaveshanat prag, before the inquiry was done about the loss of the 10th man, you know the story, right? That the 10th man was lost according to the counting that is done by the person who did not count himself. He counted everybody. Only 9? Let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only 9 people. We came as 10 people, only one's lost. Which airport he was lost? So when we are questioning that, Gaveshanat prag dashame vinashte paschat, later, cha labde, when later on realizing the mistake, one comes to know, hey, I made a mistake of not counting myself. So now it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, mil gaya. Family. Paschas chalabde dashamattvamekam. Dashamatvam ekam. Ek hi hai. Dashamatvam ekam. Meaning what? Earlier also it was there only. You did not see it. So Kantavaranam yata. So where a person, he is not recognizing one's own self, when then he is looking for it everywhere, until he was told, Tvameva Dashamaha Tvameva. You are the 10th. So then there afterwards, how do you count? 1. Not to forget that 1. That's what we do. First me, and then only others would come. Otherwise, I'll forget, to count myself. First, let us start with me only. So when he come to realize later on that the 10th was not lost at all, similarly, Dvaita का वो प्रश्न नहीं उठता है. पहले भी अद्वैत ही था. Before also it is Advaita only. So, Dvaitam vichare paramartha bodhe Advaitam ityesha nasato nasaduvadaha. So, Advaita drishti is that it is always Advaita. So, आप नहीं देखते हो तो द्वैत हो गया. So, that is the reason why this set of, the Mahavakyas that we have seen have again and again emphasized the non-dual nature of the reality. And again, what is pointed out is Brahma Atma Aikyatvam. The oneness of Brahman and Atman in everything. Prajnanam Brahma also that. Tattvamasi is also that only. Aham Brahmasmi is also that only. And then Ayamatma Brahma also is Aikyatvam. In the Lakshana Vakya, that is that Prajnan which you are, that which is the awareness you are, is Brahman. Right? And then second, in Upadesha, it is said, you, what you consider as you, is none other than that. Tattvam. Then the student, when he says, Aham idi yo aham janami, wo vi Brahma hai only. Aham Brahma asmi. Asmi eva. I am me. Me means me only. Asmi, as me. And it is not different from me at all. It is me. Then Anusandhan is what? Constantly recognizing this. I am Atma Brahma. I am Atma Ahankarni. Because presently what we consider ourselves as so-and-so is Ahankar. What is Ahankara? Huh? What is that which we saw before? Deho na janadi na sato na janma. Deho na janadi sato na janma. Deha pramano. Deha pramana. Udedi madhye. It just appears. So it appears as though it is. They are present. And then Ahankriti, names are many. Granti, Vibandha, Sukshma Sharira, Chetaha, Bhava, Jivanama. All that is referred as subtle body or Jiva or Ahankar or the mind or the bondage or the Granti. All are many names of the same one which appears as an illusory phantom entity. This phantom entity must be questioned and destroyed. Questioning itself is destruction. So we never question, it survives. It is constantly surviving without being questioned. The moment you start questioning it, विचार होने से, विचार करने से, that only will go when you do vichar. Manasi vichintaya varam varam. Again and again think about it. So that is what is said to be the method. Right? So we completed this. We'll read these verses once again together. And we finished the 5th chapter. So quickly, huh? येनेक्षते शृणोतीतं जिघ्रति व्याकरोति च स्वादस्वादु विजानाति तत्प्रज्ञानमुदीरितम् चतुर्मुखेन्द्रदेवेषु मनुष्याश्वगणादिषु चैतन्यमेकं ब्रह्मातः प्रज्ञानं ब्रह्ममय्यपि परिपूर्ण परात्मास्मिन् देहे विद्याधिकारिणि बुद्धे साक्षितया स्थित्वा स्फुरन्नहमिदीर्यते स्वतः पूर्ण परम ब्रह्म शब्देन वर्णितः अस्मीत्यैक्य प्रमामर्श तेन ब्रह्म भवाम्यहम् एकमेवाद्वितीयं सत् नाम रूप विवर्जितम् सृष्टे पुरादुनाप्यस्य तादृत्वं तदिदीर्यते श्रोतुर्देहेन्द्रियातीतं वस्त्वत्र स्वल्पद एकदा गृह्यते सति तद्वैक्यम् अनुभूयताम् स्वप्रकाशपरसत्त्वम् इत्युक्तो मदम् अहङ्कारादिदेहान्तात् प्रत्यगात्मेति गीयते दृश्यमानस्य सर्वस्य जगतस्तत्त्वमीर्यते ब्रह्मशब्देन तद्ब्रह्म स्वप्रकाशात्मरूपकम्. All right. So next week we don't have class because of the Shiva Ratri event, I mean Laksharchana. Then 16th or so next week is 12th. Okay? So 19th we'll start this chapter 6. Chapter 6 of it's called Chitra Deepa Prakaranam. Now it's all Dvipa. Viveka is over. All the first 5 chapters are Viveka. Next 6 chapters are Deepa. And the last 6 chapters are there. First 5 chapters are Viveka. Second set of 5 are all Deepa. And last one is Anand. All the 5 chapters are Anand. The 6th chapter has got how many chapters? How many verses? 100 plus, huh?
100.
Okay, so we'll keep going. 200, no. Wait, how many? 280, 290. Hoga, 2 years will take place. For me, 2 years job is assured. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkhabhat Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru. Hari Om. Any questions anybody has?